there is some principles in order to build such kind of breakthrough companies. And it's what I call, in the Superpreneur Blueprint framework, the success formula, the path towards success. And the path towards success, I'm going to explain you today what is it about. It's actually acronyms for the core pillars, the guiding principles, and the key characteristic of becoming a superpreneur. So path means, and this is the acronym for the core pillars, path means purpose, ambition, trust, and humility. So these are the core pillars of any superpreneurs, to have a purpose, to have ambition, trust, and humility, and I will explain you in more detail just in a minute. Then there are some guiding principles when you build such kind of ventures, which are behind the acronym towards. And these guiding principles are tracking, overachieving, the wow effect, attracting, rewarding, delivering, and selling. And finally, a Superpreneur Blueprint venture has some key characteristics behind the acronym success, which are, they are all service-minded, they are unique, they are customer-centric, they are competitive, executable, scalable, and sustainable. So today I will focus in this masterclass on this. Now, there is, let's say, a secret methodology to do it. So the recipe, if you want to do it, and this will be the topic of my new book. And at the end of the presentation, we will provide you a link, and you will have the possibility to subscribe to a list, so that you are among the very first one to be aware when the book will be available. But it should be available later this year. And there are also 7 master arts to really perfect your craft as a superpreneur. And for this, I wrote a very short e-booklet called the 7 Master Arts to be a Superpreneur, that I would be happy to send you on PDF form if you just send me an email, and we will provide you the details at the end of my presentation. What are the 7 master arts? Is the art of fast learning, the art of super thinking, the art of perception, the art of pattern recognition, the art of problem solving, the art of possibility, and the art of questioning. So these are critical arts to master to really become a superpreneur. But I will not go to that. There is this e-booklet. Today I will focus on the Superpreneur Blueprint path towards success. So let's go to it, and let's start first with the core pillars, which are purpose, ambition, trust, and humility. All superpreneurs are purposeful. They have a strong purpose, that they want to solve big problems, they want to impact the world, they want to make a significant impact in this world and to build a better world. And this is really helping them as a true north. And let me give you some examples. But for example, Hyperloop, they want to give people time for their lives. Virgin Galactic, they want to open space to change the world for good. Impossible Foods, they want to replace the use of animals to drastically reduce the humanity's destructive impact on the global environment. If you look at Hanson Robotics, they want to create socially intelligent machines that enrich the quality of our lives. And Lilium, they want to connect cities and regions emission-free. Mana Electric, their purpose is to power human ambition. The next core pillar of the Superpreneur Blueprint is that superpreneurs are ambitious. They aim for 10x, not 10%. in this age of exponential acceleration, 10% is incremental. It's not enough. You need to think really 10x minimum. You need really to make a difference by an order of magnitude. And this is really compliant with a framework which is quite well known, which is called the 4 disciplines of execution, 4DX, where the first thing is to focus on widely important goals. So these widely important goals are this: how can you make this 10x impact? The third pillar of this framework is that superpreneurs are masters at leveraging people, capital, and technology to get trust, their propulsive force. So if you want really to move and really change the world and solve these big problems, you need to become a master at leveraging all the resources available, and mostly people, capital, and technology. And superpreneurs are really very good at doing this. Again, this is, if we refer back to the 4DX framework, it's really this: try to see what are the very specific things that you can do to have this domino effect. And superpreneurs are very good at detecting this and having this domino effect that really gives them a huge momentum. It's also very similar to an approach from Jim Collins, you know, with his series of books, Good to Great, Great by Choice, etc., where if you really identify the key elements of your flywheel, you will have this breakthrough that is coming, and you will spin faster and faster this flywheel. That's exactly the same let's say, philosophy. And this is a really core pillar of the framework. And the last one is that superpreneurs are humble, and they pass credit to their team because they know that it's going to be hard. So they are modest, let's say, they are humble, but they know that they are going to change the world. And if you look at Pat Brown with Impossible Foods, his business is now valued 4 billion, you know, it's quite a lot, but he is still managing the company from a small children's bedroom, you know. So he is very humble because he knows that every day he has to solve different challenges, and every day he has again to repeat, etc., because it's never, let's say, finish, you know. So the core pillars path are really, as I said, purpose, ambition, trust, and humility. Now let me show you the guiding principles of the methodology, which is the towards acronym. So it's tracking, overachieving, the wow effect, attracting, rewarding, delivering, and selling. So the first one is tracking, because superpreneurs are data-driven and they track their progress towards their goals. And again, this is very close to the 4DX framework, where you need to have a scoreboard or some way to track really your progress. Because if you don't track the progress, you will never know that you are going to achieve these big goals. So you have to really, from big goals to have smaller goals, and to really go small goal by small goals. And you need to track. And superpreneurs should really use all the data available to really track their progress towards the achievement of the goals. Regarding the overachievement, you know, Tom Peters said, under-promise and overachieve. There are some people that believe that under-promising and over-delivering is a terrible advice. What I believe as a guiding principle is that superpreneurs must keep their promise, because there are too much expectation on their shoulders. So they must keep on their promise. And most of the time they will overachieve as much as they can, because what they do is so revolutionary that it's not easy, but they try to overachieve as much as they can, but at least they keep on their promise. So this is a guiding principle. The next guiding principle is that superpreneurs have to build wow solution. What is a wow solution? It's a solution that when you see it, you say, wow, you know, like Mana with manufacturing solar panels from sand. Generally, when we explain this, people say, whoa, is it possible? Yes, it's possible. How to do this is by using exponential technologies or emerging technologies. And these are the 30 technologies of the next decade. If you don't know about them, learn about these technologies, because they will be everywhere, and they are already everywhere. And one of the secrets is to combine several technologies together. If we look at Mana Electric, for example, we are doing advanced materials with clean tech, with robotics. So most of, if we look at Sophia, the humanoid, you know, there is artificial intelligence, robotics, there is also blockchain, etc. So by combining these technologies, you can really have wow solutions. Now, another guiding principle is that superpreneurs know how to have an attractive business. And it's very important to have an attractive business to engage the various stakeholders. So the team, the investors, the partners. If we look at Lilium, for example, they are so attractive that they constantly raise huge amount of money. And the last one was $240 million. So that's just amazing, you know. If we look at Sophia, she did the cover of Cosmopolitan. Imagine a robot, a humanoid that makes the cover of Cosmopolitan. It's because it's so attractive. And when you have this, you create a momentum and everyone is following you. Virgin Galactic is also so attractive that they were able to hire a top Disney executive as their new CEO. So again, when you are attractive, you can bring the best people, the best investors, the best partners on board, which really help you to materialize your dream. Another guiding principle is that they construct a rewarding business, not only financial reward, but also social and environmental. If we look again at Lilium, today they are value 1 billion. I explained Impossible Food value 4 billion. But there are some other benefits. If we look at a company like Simprints, and Simprints is using biometric technologies used initially for the defense and the military sector in order to certify that someone really can benefit from some health services. And today they've reached more than 400,000 beneficiaries across 12 countries. So the impact here is really a societal impact. There are environmental impact, for example, like Mana Electric, where the technology will be able to save 0.5 gigaton of CO2 per year. So contributing significantly to the Paris agreements. Another guiding principle of the Superpreneur Blueprint is delivering. And superpreneurs know that 95% delivery is not enough. They are always looking at the 5% which makes the difference. And for example, AI Doc is an Israeli company that is doing automatic radiology diagnosis thanks to AI. And in their case, imagine 5% error is not acceptable, because then the result that will be given to someone. You know, someone could be detected a cancer while they don't have a cancer. So that's not possible, of course. So this cannot happen. They must deliver 100% for sure. And the last, let's say, guiding principle of the framework is that superpreneurs must be very good at selling. They inspire people to buy from them. And the best example that I can give you today is the Impossible Whopper from Impossible Foods. Yeah, when you reach this point that your product is everywhere in fast foods restaurants, yeah, it's proof that you are very good at selling. So the guiding principle, again, around, let's say, the towards acronym: tracking, overachieving, wow effect, attracting, rewarding, delivering, and selling. Now, let me go through the key characteristic of the Superpreneur Blueprint under the acronym SUCCESS. And here there is service-minded. So Blueprint ventures are service-minded, unique, customer-centric, competitive, executable, scalable, and sustainable. We all know that customer is king, but Superpreneur Blueprint ventures are making their customers feel special. They offer something extra. If we look at Virgin Galactic, look at this. It's an amazing interior of the cabin, you know? And so they offer something which is where you really feel that you are unique. And that's really a key characteristic of a Superpreneur Blueprint venture. Superpreneur Blueprint venture are unique, and they are the only one of its kind. They are unlike anything else. If you look at Mana Electric, who else on earth is manufacturing solar panels from sand? No one. So they are completely unique. They also put customer at the center of everything, because Superpreneur Blueprint ventures are focused on customers, and the customers help them to always get better products, bring revenues, and also they use them as brand ambassadors to push them beyond their limits. If you look at the Hyperloop, they really did a very deep brainstorming about the customer experience to really have an awesome journey on board the Hyperloop. Another key characteristic of the Superpreneur Blueprint ventures is that they are better than their competitors by an order of magnitude. If you look at the RX scanner, what they do is a scanner to detect counterfeit drugs. And their product is 5 times more portable than any competitive product, and is 10x cheaper than any competing product. So a really order of magnitude compared to competition. Another key characteristic of the Superpreneur Blueprint ventures is that they are executable. And if you see what Steve Jobs was saying, he was saying, to me, ideas are worth nothing unless executed. They are just a multiplier, and execution is worth millions. And yes, Superpreneur Blueprint ventures are constantly perfecting the small things that can hurt the business. They are really maniac about the flawless execution. And if you want to build this kind of breakthrough ventures, you must be really maniac about flawless execution. Look at Virgin Galactic. They constantly abort flights because they want to make more technical checks, which makes sense because they don't want to have their spacecraft which is destroyed. So it's really this kind of mindset that you need to have. And Superpreneur Blueprint ventures are able to remove all barriers to scale exponentially. If you look at a company like Mana Electric, a few years, 2-3 years ago, we were only 6 people. Now we are 35, going to be probably 45 in a couple of months. So we are scaling exponentially. And it's really a key characteristic of Superpreneur Blueprint Venture. And last but not least, Superpreneur Blueprint Ventures are sustainable by creating a long-lasting impact in the world. If you look at Virgin Galactic, they are just the precursor of space tourism. I strongly believe that in several years, we will have regular, let's say, flight to space, maybe to the moon, why not to Mars? Mana Electric is really contributing to this expansion of solar energy, but also renewable energies. Companies like Simprint are helping, more people to benefit from healthcare, and Hanson Robotics is really helping to have robots among our lives. And last day, I watched at television, this restaurant in China where everything is done by robots. So the meals are prepared by robots, the waiter is a robot, everything is robots. And I think that this probably will happen more and more thanks to this kind of pioneers like David Hanson and Hanson Robotics.